What's up, Totem Pole Nation? Welcome back to Lambo and Matt's World of Sports. This episode is getting into the preview of the SEC men's basketball tournament. Obviously, Tennessee regular season champs led by Dalton Knecht, star out of Tennessee. He is a dog. I saw this pretty funny meme on Twitter where it was the wine section in Kroger, and it says exciting whites, and then it has Dalton Knecht's face right underneath it. And that's the perfect way to describe him, dude. He's a dog. They did just lose to Kentucky, so they're definitely not invincible. All right, there are areas in their armor where there's some weaknesses, right? So we'll get into that. We're going to get into some of the other teams in the SEC that pose a threat. As always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to Sideline Sports Network, and make sure to visit TotemPoleNation.com for some gear like that hat, this hat, T-shirts, hoodies, long sleeve shirts, bags, cups, whatever you need, it's all there. Support the boys. And if you want to drop us a follow, our socials are scrolling below in the ticker. Let's get into the SEC tournament right now.
The SEC tournament starts on Wednesday, right? March 13th. That'll be the first round. There's some other teams that obviously start, on the 12th, obviously, as well. And it will end on the 17th, which is the championship. Now, the first round on Wednesday, which is 7 o'clock, you got Vanderbilt versus Arkansas, right? Arkansas hasn't never been very a good team. Vanderbilt hasn't really been that much of a good team. Those teams have nothing to lose when it comes to that point in time. Both teams have nothing to lose. Why not? I don't know who to pick. I guess I'll go for Arkansas to win that one. Now, you got Missouri versus Georgia Tech. Missouri has not won a conference game at all this year. My God, Missouri. All right, Missouri has a great football program, but when it comes to this stuff like that, right, Missouri has not won anything in conference. I think if I'm correct, right, if I go look at this SEC conference as we speak, right, this team in Missouri, if you look at their standings, Missouri is 0-18 in the conference.
Yeah.
0-18, right? And I don't know what to say about a team that is 0-18 in conference. That's just that disappoints me, right? They're playing a Georgia team, by the way, who is 6-12 in the conference. Like I said, anything can happen. Both teams have nothing to lose, all right? I'm just going to go with Georgia, right? Now, here, look at Thursday's games, right? You got a 5 seed, the 6th, 7th, and the 10th seed, right? And the 8th seed, obviously, 89. You got LSU versus Mississippi State. The firing of Will Wade, LSU has went downhill. LSU will make a little bit of noise. Mississippi State, not a big fan of that team as well. Not sure. I guess I'll just pick Mississippi State. South Carolina was close to winning the title, close to winning the SEC title. They lost to Tennessee, obviously, at home. South Carolina has improved. I mean, my God, South Carolina only got 7 losses this year. Man, you got to watch out for South Carolina. Ole Miss, I'm not a big fan of Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss is only relevant because of Lane Kiffin, right? 7-11 in conference. When it comes to South Carolina, they're 13-5 in conference. They're 25-6. Obviously, they have very, very improved. A&M as well. A&M and Ole Miss. I'll take Texas A&M. Of course, people at Virginia Tech hate that coach. I don't even know if Buzz Williams is still there or not. But
yeah, he is.
They don't like Buzz. I mean, I've interacted with Tyler Nichols' dad on multiple occasions. I can't stand Buzz. Florida is going to be playing the winner of Missouri and Georgia. So Florida has surprised a lot of people despite with the rebuild. Florida is 21-10, 11-7 in conference. Not bad in a tough SEC conference, which used to stink, but now it's gotten better. The bye weeks, right? The top 4 seeds. Kentucky was very close, but obviously Tennessee won. Tennessee's number 1 seed, right? Then you got Kentucky at 2, my team. You got Alabama at 3, Auburn at 4. Alabama has really improved over the last 3 years when it comes to basketball. Alabama has gotten some recruits. They've gotten some guys. Like I said, Kentucky's going to play the winner of Game 6, obviously, which will be the winner of uh, Florida and whoever plays on Wednesday. Um, no, that's Game 9. Lord of mercy. Well, I'll figure that out later. That's a lot of crap. A lot of these teams got to play each other first, right? So the buys, like I said, are Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, and Auburn. They play on Friday. And, of course, you got the semifinals on Saturday, and you got a championship game on Sunday. I think for the SEC, this could be a toss-up between 5 teams. Tennessee can win it.
Yeah.
Auburn can win it. Kentucky can win it. Alabama can win it. And South Carolina. So those are going to be my top 5 teams to win it all. Even though I'm a Kentucky fan, Kentucky has disappointed me in this tournament. They have won this tournament multiple times consistently. You got Rob Dillingham, you got Reed Shepherd, you got Antonio Reeves. I mean, Reed Shepherd's probably maybe a top 5, top 10 pick if he goes into the draft. I mean, that guy can shoot. You see what he did to Kentucky, boy. To Tennessee, right? Shooting them buckets, right? But when it comes to Kentucky, it comes to the consistency of Kentucky. How good will Kentucky do? Now, Kentucky is a team that's averaged over 90 points a game over the past 5 games. My concern is they don't have a damn defense. That is my concern.
None. Zero.
They don't have
zero.
Zero defense, but they can score 100 points. They can score 90 points. And I get John Calipari's message. But at the end of the day, you got to have a defense to win a Final Four. Auburn, very good, very aggressive under Bruce Pearl. When they can't make 3-pointers, like when Coach Ball won a bet against me that Kentucky couldn't beat Auburn at Auburn, which I was damn near correct. When they couldn't hit the threes, the game was over, right? Kentucky that game played very great defense by holding an Auburn team to 50 points. That's great defense, right? Alabama, they could be a little bit shaky. I don't know why in that last game they went to overtime with Arkansas. I don't understand why. They should have never went to overtime with Arkansas. I think at one point they were down by 15 and they came back, or down by 15, down by 20, and they came back. Tennessee, like I said, they got a dog in there. Tennessee has been very, very consistent. But like you said, they're not unstoppable. They're not untouchable. So 5 teams, Tennessee, Auburn, Kentucky, Alabama, and South Carolina have the potential to win the SEC. What are your thoughts on this tournament?
Yeah, so starting on the Wednesday games, if Arkansas was playing anybody else except for, Missouri, obviously, I'm taking that other team. Despite what they just did against, or what they almost did, I should say, against Bama. They looked good in that game, but they have just looked awful this year. Gus is a good coach. So it's surprising. A lot of rumors going around about that school this season. They've all been disproven, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was just rumors to the exact definition of the word. I don't think any of it was true, but obviously distractions throughout the year, and it's kind of reflected on the court. They haven't looked too good. So I'll take Arkansas, but it's really just because they're going against Vanderbilt. Again, this Georgia team is not the Anthony Edwards Georgia team, all right? They are back to bottom of the barrel, but they're playing the worst of the worst in the SEC that first week, or first day, I should say. So Georgia, I'm with you. They're going to beat Missouri. Going to the second round, I mean, we started our season playing South Carolina. Virginia Tech did. And good Lord, it wasn't close. And we didn't know if that was going to be a showing of what Virginia Tech's season was going to be. And we had our ups and downs, but really it was a showing of how strong this South Carolina team is going to be. And they've continued that for basically the entire year. And this is something I'll say to the credit of those who've been shitting on the ACC a little bit with it being a down year. Their best teams are beating each other up and it's hurting the record. But if you look at 1 through 5 in the SEC and then 1 through 5 in the ACC, I'm taking the SEC teams this year. Obviously, UNC and Duke are at the top of the ACC, and that's a tough play for anybody in the country. But when you get down below like the 4, the 5, really even the 3, I mean, Kentucky, Bama, Auburn, who we also played at Virginia Tech and got our asses kicked. Like the SEC is just incredibly strong this year. So, I mean, I'm with you. It's a 5-team race, second round. LSU. If I had to put money down, which I'm not going to on this game, I would go LSU, but I think it's a toss-up. South Carolina, I think, wins their first game. I think they go as far as, their momentum carries them, and I think the same could be said for a team like Auburn as well. Ole Miss. Damn, the way that they have this schedule is confusing as shit.
Way confusing. I said they gotta play. They gotta play these games first, and then I'll look at it. That's way confusing.
Yeah. Okay. So Ole Miss and Texas A&M are going to play at 7:00 on Thursday. I'm going with A&M there. And then Florida plays the winner of Georgia and Missouri. So, yeah, give me Florida there too. That they've been a good team, but that isn't really me showing confidence in them. That's me just not having confidence in Georgia or Missouri. But I think it really does come down to those 5 teams. So we'll have to wait until Friday really to see, the meat of this tournament. My favorite to win is Tennessee, even though they have shown some weakness in specific SEC play. I just think that the consistency of their team is better than any other team damn near in the country. They're ranked number 5 right now. But I think they could go up against anybody. They're definitely going to be one of the teams that I make a bracket for and one of the teams that I put some money on to win the whole thing. Kentucky, number 2 team in the SEC, stable powerhouse. Obviously, they haven't won a championship in a while, but really minus maybe 2 or 3 years in the past, 12, 15, they haven't been competitive. So, and this is definitely not one of those years. The issue is, and it's similar, but on a much bigger scale, obviously, to what we were talking about in the ACC video with Virginia Tech. If the shots aren't falling and you don't have a defense to keep you in the game, you're going to get run out of the gym pretty early. Now, obviously, Kentucky, year in, year out, has the top recruits in the country. So it's not that they have an inability to make shots, but anybody who's played basketball really at any level can tell you that you have your days and then some days you don't. So if one day the top scorer on Kentucky is not the one pulling the weight and someone else doesn't step up to make up that difference, your defense isn't going to help you out by any means. So I think their weakness is a little bit more glaring than Tennessee's, but again, it's who gets hot and win. So I mean, really the top 5 teams, I don't have a locked in answer. If I had to do money, I'm going Tennessee. I know that's the easy answer. That's the regular season champs. And sometimes that does happen when teams get both. But this is March. March Madness has started, with these conference tournament games. So anything can happen. I'm rolling with Tennessee for now.
Well, it's probably not a bad decision. We'll see how they goes. Like I said, with these SEC teams, they play each other 3 times. You already play each other twice in the regular season. You may get the best of them twice. But when it comes to that third time, when it comes to seeding, because seeding matters. Seeding matters in this tournament, and basically where you play, I guess, matters as well when you do the selection on Sunday at 6:00 on March 17th, by the way. Not this Sunday, but the next Sunday when they do that selection, right? We'll see how this goes, but I'm not going to be surprised if either team in the SEC wins. Most of these top 5, 6 teams are going to make the tournament. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to point out that the top 5 teams are separated by 3 games and separated by 1 game in conference play. Overall records, Tennessee to Alabama is a 3-game difference, and then those 3 other teams in the middle, it just gets shorter and shorter. So like we mentioned, or like I said already, you can beat each other up in a deep conference, whatever. But the top end of this conference, who has played these other really good schools, still have phenomenal records. And I think that's, it's a little bit of a reflection that the SEC is definitely the better conference this year over the ACC as a whole.
Well, I agree. We'll see how this goes. This tournament starts on Wednesday. Like I said, we'll be watching, right? But I'll be at the HC tournaments. I don't know how active I'll be watching. I'll be watching through the phone, but I'll be at the ACC tournament, right? All right. So this is Lambo and Matt's World of Sports. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to Totem Pole Nation. We're at 119,000 subscribers. Get to 120K before my birthday on March 31st, all right? That's y'all go. Get to 120K. We want to thank you, Silent Sports Network, for the platform. Y'all have a great night. Please take care.